Welcome back to the Citystead, guys. Oh, you're coming. We're going out to pick some cherry tomatoes to go with our dinner today. And we're getting ready to talk about our big announcement. September 29th, the last Sunday of the month. What are you guys doing? I think I got someplace you might want to be. Alright, ready? Are you ready to pick some cherry tomatoes? Are you going to eat them all or put them in a bucket? We'll see. Yeah. Eat that one. Go ahead, eat it. That one's all you. Hi. So, Mid-Texas Gardener asked us how the front edible landscape was coming. So I thought this was a great time to show you guys, because it's been about a month now since I planted all the different lettuces and greens and a few different other things that we planted out here. And I gotta tell you, this is becoming one of my favorite little parts of my garden because it's one of the most productive parts. And the best news, zero groundhog pressure up here. Zero, we haven't had any yet. So I'm gonna turn you guys around real quick and show you some of the greens we got. So you can see over here we got one of these big broadleaf spinaches doing awesome. We got a whole bunch of kale coming in over here. A lot of kale. We got Swiss chard in front of that, and then we got all sorts of lettuce. We even had some freckled lettuce coming in over here. I am pretty stoked by this. There's a lot of stuff in here, and I even have some of that Chinese multicolor amaranth, the spinach that we were eating and growing in the back. I planted some of that out here. It's kind of a slow starter, so I'm not too sure if it's gonna get large enough to harvest off of, but we'll still try to eat the leaves when they're smaller. You know, we still got about a few weeks to go, so I think I'm gonna harvest a lot of the greens out of here. We'll actually get to eat some greens this year. And the cool part is like the chard and the kale will actually be somewhat cold hardy and probably will last a little bit further than everything else. And I think we might be able to harvest it even when it gets a little bit cooler outside. So this has been an awesome experiment to try. And I'm glad that I dug this out and actually planted a bunch of greens in here. It was just kind of I really want to see what would happen, and I love it. It's gonna be great. So next year, for sure, we are gonna plant this thing out with a ton of greens up in the front. A lot of different colored stuff. You know, you gotta get some purples, some really dark greens, stuff like that. Chinese amaranth will look really good, and so will a lot of kales. And I even tried to plant some of that sorrel. It's really tiny. It's over there. It did pop up. I've seen a couple of them, but they're really, really tiny. So next year, if we do this early in the year, I think we'll have a really good shot of having just a super lush and productive greens front yard. But fairly happy with this little experiment. So we'll be doing it again next year for sure. How many of you remember last year when I did a series of experiments on how to possibly heat this greenhouse in the middle of the winter? I'll put a link to the playlist for it over there at the top there. Some pretty cool experiments I did, and I debunked a couple things that people really like and used a lot. I know I've mentioned it once before. I am really thinking about growing some vegetables in this greenhouse this fall/winter. So what I gotta do is clear it out. Unbelievably, even though it's fully enclosed, it still gets a ton of weeds. I mean, can you believe this? Like, there's tons of weeds in here. I don't know how, because it's all closed off. You think nothing would be able to get in here. They're just really strong weeds, I guess. So I gotta pull all these out of here, get cleaning. A lot of work to do before I can build half of this out into a garden bed. And I might do more than half. I might do a little corner up there, then half of this side. I just got to have room for my benches for when it comes time to start seeds again later in the spring next year. Oh, September 20. Oh, you guys still want to know what's happening September 29th? Oh man, I guess I should tell you what's going on September 29th, huh? Let me put this down. Hold on a second. Hey, you're invited. What are we inviting you guys to? Hold on, I'll tell you. Alright, so if you guys don't know, Jeremy Chambers over at Independence Acres Homestead, that's his YouTube channel. I'll put a link. One of these corners, of course. I think it's that one, but I'm usually sure it's all this one. But I'll put a link to his channel. He decided that he wanted to put a community building event together, and he asked if we would be a part of it. And of course I said yes. I mean, why not? I like to hang out with community. I like to meet different people, and I thought this was an awesome opportunity to do that. Plus, I wanted to meet Jeremy for a little while because I thought sounds like a pretty cool dude. So I get to meet him. I know he knows a ton about meat rabbits. So if you're into that, he's definitely a guy who's putting out some really good videos on some cuniculture education. So again, go check him out, and then get ready for this event, September 29th. It's the Southeast Michigan Homestead Harvest Share and Seed Swap. Pretty long name, Jeremy. Anyways, it is a get-together for you guys and for us. Anybody who is in the area, if you're remotely close, maybe you want to come out, hang out for the day. So this event is going to be held at Columbus County Park in Columbus, Michigan. It's kind of like here. Oh, yeah, here. Yeah, so if you are anywhere near the Thumb area, or even if you're in maybe northern Ohio, possibly Ontario type area, other side of the state, if you want to drive further, I don't know how far you guys want to drive. If you're willing to drive a bunch of ways, you can come hang out with all of us, swap some seeds. It is going to be a potluck type event. So what Jeremy has put together is he's asking people to just bring one dish, and you're just going to pass it. It's going to be a giant, massive potluck. And if you want to have different meats and stuff, there's going to be grills. This park has everything. It's got a ton of equipment for kids to play on, so they can be entertained. There should be a bunch of little kids there, hopefully. You know, if we get a lot of people there, we got some interest already going, so I want to get this ball rolling. The end of the month, September 29th, is that last Sunday of September. If you guys are interested and you just want to hang out with some other like-minded people, maybe network a little bit, get to know some other people, and you can meet Jeremy and myself, this is an event for you guys. You know, we have some other ones in Michigan. We're trying to just get another one going. Just another way to keep building this community that we have going. So there you go. You guys are officially invited to the get-together September 29th, Columbus, Michigan, Columbus County Park. And bring your seeds. If you want to bring any vegetables you might have that you might want to swap, or any goods you have, you can bring those. You can swap those. You can, I don't know, whatever you want to do with them. There's no real structure to this event. It's just kind of going to be a hangout. So everybody's going to show up as you want. I think it's 1 to 7 is when he's kind of set the time. So between 1 and 7, we'll be there. Just show up when you want, you leave when you want. You know, we're not going to do vendors or anything like that. It's going to be very laid back, very just kind of family reunion type thing, you know. So it's going to be an awesome time. I really hope some of you guys come out, because it'd be awesome to meet you guys, and I'm going to bring a ton of seeds. So if you're looking for some seeds and you want to swap some seeds, bring your seeds. Alright, I got a lot of cleaning yet to do in here if I'm ever going to get planted in here, because I want to do it in the next couple of weeks before the event. And that's all I got for you guys today. So I will see you guys, of course, in the next one.